how's it going? Welcome to class today. Today we are going to talk about a really fun time in history. But before we begin, I have our quote of the day, which is, "You are allowed to be both a masterpiece and a work in progress." So just because you feel like you're a hot mess does not mean you're not amazing. Just because you're amazing does not mean there's not something that you can improve upon and work to make yourself better every single day. So, like I said, today we are going to talk about one of my favorite times in history because it's so full of cultural richness. There's so many new things that are coming, new types of music, types of dance, different dresses, dress fashion, things like that, all happening in this time. And this is going to be we're going to talk about the 1920s today. So let me pull up your assignment. Today, your assignment you're going to be doing in Google Slides. And I'm going to say it for the first time, I'll say it several times. Everything that you write needs to be in your own words, and doesn't have to be really extensive what you need to write, but you need to write it in your own words. I don't want anyone at the end to be texting to be saying, "Miss, why did I get a 0? What did you write in your own words?" No, but you never said that. Blah, baloney. I said it. There we go. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the 1920s. It's also known as the Roaring Twenties or the Jazz Age. So you'll hear me here talk about all of those different ones. And like I said, it's a really, really cool time where there's lots of new fashion coming out. It's a time where the style of music really starts becoming discovered and becoming popular. We have famous jazz artists such as Duke Ellington, Louis Armstrong, one of the most famous, Charlie Poole, Ida Cox, all of these people that became really, really famous during this time. We also have women's suffrage. We talked about how women were allowed, because of the 19th Amendment, started being able to vote. We have lots of new fashions coming out, new trends and everything. So these are your instructions, your kind of checklist for today. You've already got to this point because you're watching this video right now. So after this, if you would like to listen to this podcast, what I would recommend doing is listening as you are working, because it'll kind of help you go through the answers. And then you're going to do some research, and you're going to write your research on the slide. It's all prompted for you. So you just need to go along and research about these different topics. Also, if you guys want to listen to music from the 20s, it's really fun music. I left a playlist here on YouTube for you guys to listen as you are doing your work today. So today we are going to be looking at the Jazz Age culture, women's rights industry, the stock market, among other things. So what is your assignment? First, what you're going to be doing is you're going to find 5 different events. Oh, look, the instructions are written right here. How convenient. Thank you, Miss Alyssa. You're welcome. I love you guys so much. Okay, so you're going to be searching for 5 important events that occurred in the United States in the 1920s. I put the first one on here for you. November 1920, Warren G. Harding was elected the 29th president of the United States after Hoover, who was the president during World War I. So you guys need to find in chronological order 5 more dates in the 1920s in America, in the United States. Okay, so here, blah, 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 the 1920s, begin and the end of World War I. You guys will all read that. And here are your main instructions for the assignment. You're going to research each of the following topics. It does not have to be really extensive. I just want you guys to kind of look into them and write 1 or 2 sentences in your own words. And you guys are going to find a picture. You guys are really good at Google Slides, so you know how to change pictures. And you need to add your sources at the end, not for the pictures, but for the information that you find. I've done the first one for you as an example. So let's look at my example right here. We have Mickey Mouse, which I thought was a really cool cultural icon. Mickey Mouse was born or created in 1928. First introduced in his famous short Steamboat Willie, which you guys can see right here. And a fun fact is that this cartoon character has earned it in the first 5 years that it was, the first 5 years that it was around, it earned Disney around, it was already grossing or earning $1 million, which in this time is approximately $19 million during its first 5 years. And then since then, it's the amount of money that Mickey Mouse makes Disney is ridiculous. So then as you go through, we're going to have all of these different topics that you guys are going to research. For this one, there's 3 topics, so I left 3 pictures. As you go through, we have prohibition, which you guys will research what that is. You will have sports. You don't necessarily need to put 3 pictures here of sports. I just left it if you wanted it. You can just do 1 and delete the other 2. And then whenever it says click to add text, or if you see this Latin text, that's text filler as well. You can, that's where you're going to put it. And then at the end, we have, I gave you a slide already. I put my source just as a URL. You don't have to make it fancy. Just add a source there. Okay. So that is your work for today. You guys have fun with it. Like I said, the 1920s was a really, really fun time in history. So I hope you guys have fun researching it. And again, in your own words, I don't want to see any copy pasting from the internet. Before you guys leave, I want to leave you with one of my favorite Bible verses that I've loved ever since I was your guys' age, which is Jeremiah 29:11. And it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They're plans for good and not for evil, plans to give you a future and a hope." So don't forget that we have a future outside this quarantine. It's going to be over eventually. We're all sick of being at home, I understand. But God has a bigger plan in mind for all of us, and He has a good plan and a good future and hope for us. So I hope you guys have fun with class today. Remember, you can always ask me if you have any questions. And I love you guys, and I hope I can see you soon. Bye.